Good evening, everyone. Welcome to On Deck. Rob, I've lost track of how many we've done because baseball
Yeah.
we're in full swing. I can't count anymore, and we're both here in the middle of feels like we're in the middle of summer here in Florida,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it's
no,
only
it does. It was hot. You
it's
had an
only
outside day
28.
today. I had an outside day today. So hopefully between the two of us, we have enough brain power to get through the episode. I think we're going to be okay.
I think we'll be okay. I mean, we're full swing. We got. I mean, I'm college baseball's full swing for me. Being a former scout watching now is, and you look at like Keith Law's top 100 draft prospects. You got all these college guys that are getting looked at because teams. I mean, for me, teams want a quicker product to move up. So it's
No, of course.
we got a guy right here from he went to high school in Tampa, plays in Gainesville. Who I don't know if anybody saw that home run, but oh, it made me drop. I just had to put everything down.
Yeah,
I was pissed.
I was watching that game. So it was just a little refresh in the memory, like I said. So, yes, I mean, I was impressed actually. I know we don't want to bore everyone and talk college baseball too much, but I was surprised to see the Gators advance to the Super Regional. So that
That's
was,
good for
you
the
know, now
Gators.
I think it may run into a buzzsaw in Clemson, but hey, just to get that far after being in the World Series final last year, pretty good back-to-back seasons for those Go Gators up in University of Florida.
Oh, we'll kick it off. My Yankees. We're looking really hot right now. We've won 8 in a row. We took care of the Twins like as much as the Twinkies, phenomenal organization, but feels just like another little brother since the 2000s. That this is a team that puts out good product and can never get over the hump.
Right.
But we swept them again. Luis Heel, who might be coming up against it here because he's 26, Tommy John, and this is the most innings he's ever thrown in his career. So we'll see how they handle that. But they get 8 in a row, they get the sweep, and now we got the big series against the Dodgers. But we get right shoulder inflammation from Soto.
Yeah. Well, like I said, and you said behind camera, it looks like for you guys is as good as possible news. I mean, you don't want anyone being hurt at all, and you don't want any shoulder at all. But it looks more of a day to day than a week to week. So you should, I think he's going to avoid the IL. And, I think you guys are looking golden on that spot.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking a little off camera, a little before talking. We always get on. We talk a little baseball. How's it going? And you mentioned day to day, and I'd been on checking my feed this until I got home, like 10 minutes ago, and you said day to
Right.
day, and you saw he may pinch hit tonight. I'm like, please just give him the day, let him rest. See how I know they're playing the Dodgers. You want to beat the Dodgers because they're one of the best teams in baseball, but let's get him the rest. The other good news is Garrett Cole made his first rehab start. What he went 3 innings, not giving up a hit. He's predicting it's going to be a short stint in the minors.
Right.
You know,
I know. Hey, it's all golden news this year in 2024 for your Yankees.
yeah,
Almost all bad news for my Boston Red Sox this year. So it's just reverse of the currents is like taking a step back this year. We're kind of just falling back. Hey, Mr. Courtwright. Hey, he's a big Miami Dolphins fan. So there you. I will always say, let's go Miami Dolphins. My co-host won't, but I will. So
no,
go Miami Dolphins.
I can't even. I can never say it.
Yeah, exactly. He's a Jet fan, Ralph. Yeah, so it is. But
But
this is
it's
baseball, and it is. As much as it pains me to say, that's a big series. Dodgers traveling into the Bronx to take on your New York Yankees. And yes, thumbs up to you, sir. And that's a great series. And then we also overseas we got this weekend series. The Mets aren't all that, but the Phillies are another one of baseball's best teams, and they're overseas this weekend taking on the Mets. So a big weekend for both New York ball clubs. The Mets
I
just
mean,
aren't.
yeah, Dodgers Yankees. That kind of goes, that goes back to what the '70s with Reggie Jackson hitting those 3 home runs. So
Well, I hate the Yankees ever since I was a kid. You were probably not even born when Reggie Jackson leaned into the ball on the base paths. I said I'm going to hate and I wasn't even a Dodger fan, Mike. I was already a Red Sox fan way back in those days. But I was like, man, when he leaned, and of course, I say I'm not a Dodgers fan, but anyone that's rooting against, I mean, anyone that's playing against the Yankees. But then that really just expedited my dislike. And I remember Reggie Jackson to this day. I respect him. He's a great player, but I always think of him leaning into that ball on the base paths.
But yeah, I mean, this is one upside. Yeah, I mean, if you're for the new interleague play or not, this is one upside. You get two historic franchises playing each other more often, which is great.
Yeah. So he's kind of taking a little shot, but then he throws a little love your way, saying that they could be all right if Aaron Rodgers stays. No, but I mean, like you say, man, this is it's
Oh, oh,
it's a good part of of the baseball. You get to see the Phillies and the other good teams play and all of that good stuff. If you're the old diehard that loves the division rival coming down and every game matters when you're playing almost 20 games, like 18, 19 games or whatever it was playing a year, then yeah, you're going to miss that. But the flip side of that is you get to see here in the middle of the season, what some people are predicting might be the World Series, but long ways away. I'm not giving it that yet, but it is. If I wouldn't bet against it, that's for sure. And so I mean, it's great you get that here in the middle of the season when you kind of hit those dog days of summer and people lose a little bit of interest in baseball. Not guys like you and I, but other fans. You lose a little bit of interest in baseball until the pennant races after the trade deadline starts heating up, and then people start getting back into it. And but this is a great weekend for baseball. You got the
but yeah.
London series and the Dodgers
Well,
Yankees.
let's get on the London series. Obviously, this year 3 for the London series. I think it's been a huge success. Obviously, we both had Yankees, Red Sox. The first year was massive turnout. What do you think about baseball? Trying to go to Europe because I mean, baseball has never really been a European sport, or now they're playing in Mexico. Uh, what's your opinion on that?
I mean, it's just I guess they're taking a page of out of the NFL book, saying, "Oh, but the NFL keeps on expanding countries. Before you know it, they're going to be playing, no Japan or something in the NFL." So, and baseball has already, but it's just it's crazy. I don't know. I could take it or leave it. That's my opinion. I could take it or leave it. I mean, baseball is baseball. It's great, good to get kind of that international branding, but at the same time, I'm not going to lose any sleep if they decide to go away from it. So,
I
it's
mean, it's
just
it's I mean, it's interesting because I guess like we saw a couple years ago in the World Baseball Classic, they're putting teams out in Great Britain, so maybe they're trying to get baseball a little bigger. I know Italy's got a professional league out there, Germany, Russia. Uh, I'm a, I'm gonna say I've seen a couple. I've seen Salt Lake City. I know Nashville's pushing hard for a team. They've already got
I was
the
thinking Tennessee, the state of Tennessee deserves it. So I didn't know you saw that. I was going to go, but I wanted to top on this one. Listen, your Diamondbacks were in the World Series last year. Not that trash. Yes, they've
yeah.
taken a little bit. Except they're, trash is a lot. They're not that bad right here. They were just in the World Series, with a chance to win it all just last year. And then yes, Tennessee and obviously Vegas is already on Nevada is already on the horizon, but to me, like Tennessee makes the most sense of all of them because it's kind of that dead zone in the United States where there's not many baseball teams. So that kind of fills the void there. So, North Carolina, Tennessee, but you hear more talk about, because you got the bigger cities there in Tennessee, some big cities. So I
I
think
know
that
uh,
makes the most sense.
Nashville's already got funding for a stadium. They're putting it on the was it? I think it's the Cumberland. So they're going to
Oh,
put it
that's
on.
a big yeah, yeah. So
They're
that's
going to
cool.
put it on the water, and they already picked their name. That they said they're going to be the Nashville Stars, in ode to the old
Yeah, Grand Opry Stars and all that kind
yeah,
of stuff.
Grand Opry,
You
all
know,
that.
there's a hockey team named Stars, but hey, it is what it is. So they double cross names all the time in sports.
Yeah,
So
So I mean, I see Nashville. You see Salt Lake City. Obviously, they got the hockey team there that they got from Arizona. So that's another one. Which I mean, I think Salt Lake City's kind of weird because it's not a big market, but you see how good like the Utah Jazz they 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 sell good numbers, so they see it as a good market.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I can see that out there. It's just they just got so many out that way, but it is what it is that they can
I
probably
saw
do.
one that was somebody said San Juan, Puerto Rico. That
That'd be
San Juan is actually closer to a major league team than the Seattle Mariners.
oh, okay. There you go. So there's your global fact from Russ. So take that
Yeah,
to the bank. There you go. So that's good to know. I was
yeah,
gonna say, well, that's kind of weird travel wise, but yeah, if hey, it is what it is, man. These guys get, they just have to do it. But I don't know. To me, it's just keep it here, Continental, and now if they would have said, but unfortunately, Toronto already has a team, and I guess there's no other cities, and Montreal had their shot, and they don't have a team anymore, which is kind of sad because it is kind of a historic team. People love that logo and love the uniform. I guess maybe a big part of the reason they love it is because it's can't have it's a throwback now, and so it's just like it's like kind of a retro thing, and you see a lot of people wearing that logo to this day. So it's just so unfortunately it didn't last there. Toronto does well, but that's Toronto seems to be like just look at the this year we really know if it's rigged, if it's like that because every year at All Star, all the Toronto guys are always way up there because of the whole nation. Every baseball fan in Canada is voting for the Blue Jays to make the All Star games.
yeah. I mean, I don't know baseball. I mean, they've been talking about expansion for a while, and baseball moves slow.
Yeah,
So we shall see. We don't need to talk about Kurt Schilling or Randy Johnson. They both, especially Kurt Schilling gave me nightmares in Arizona and
the Red
Boston.
Sox. Yeah,
So I
so
got it from both ends. Uh, but I expansion, we'll see. Baseball moves slow, just like the game.
yeah, no, yeah, it does, man. But yeah, we will see soon enough. But where there's money, teams and leagues and businesses find a way. And if there's money in it, you can rest assured they're going to do anything they can do to generate more money for the
Definitely.
league and be all for it.
Yeah, I mean, your Red Sox, Rob, 32 and 31, still a game over 500 and
Yeah,
sitting pretty right now in the wild card.
yeah, they are. It's just they're very inconsistent. They're right around 500, and they'll probably be right around. They're just like one game. They may win 3 in a row, and you think, okay, they got it back 4 in a row. They back, and then the next thing you know, they lose 3 or 5, and it's just like right back to where you were all over again. So it's very frustrating, very inconsistent, and it's annoying, but it is what it is. So it's I kind of knew it going in. Yes, they're a little bit better than what I thought they might be, but they're only like a game and a half out of the final wild card spot. So if they can just keep that, if they keep on going, and get hot, you never know. At least it gives me something to. That's why baseball did it. That's why baseball did it. Add the extra wild card because that many more fan bases. Oh, our team has a chance, and that's exactly why they did it. Because just a couple of years ago, the Red Sox would have already been basically saying, well, it's time to worry about Truck Day next year and start getting ready for spring training. But now that they give you that glimmer of hope where you feel like you have a good chance of maybe
You got a
getting that
little
final
chance. You
wild
got a
card.
little chance. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Cleveland stand and hold right there. What they're was at 44-21, still on top. Minnesota, Kansas City's 11. I wouldn't have predicted Kansas City 11 over 500 at this time.
No, no, not at all.
And the Twins right there, 35-29 in the Central. Excuse me, Baltimore still, 39-22. So what? They're 3 games out now? What they say, 3.5 with the win-loss, but that will all come to fruition.
I think it's 4.5 with the win-loss.
4.5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's going to still be a battle. Right now, the Yankees, but that's baseball. You guys are just hot. It's just
we're hot, we're healthy, and the pitching's been better than advertised. So that's kind of, what they got. They got, the best ERA in baseball. I got a stat. I had saw it. I saved it. I got to find it. So this was 4 days ago. The Yankees were, so it could have changed. I haven't checked. They were currently first in all MLB categories: OPS, earned run average, home runs, and winning percentage.
Yeah. You just want to keep on rubbing the salt in the wound, but it's okay.
Hey, we're throwing out.
I'd be floating if the shoes were reversed, the roles were reversed, and it was my Red Sox sitting up there.
I was wearing it in 2018.
I know, so it is what it is. You
guys have won a World Series, more recent than we have.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the Red Sox have won 4 in my lifetime. I'm so grateful. I just hope my football team eventually decides to win one. Considering I was like 3 years old the last time the Dolphins won a Super Bowl, it's time for the Dolphins to win a Super Bowl. So I don't know, but the Red Sox, yes, they've given me some winning, and it's still fun. But there's a lot of other good baseball to talk about, so we can move on to both of our teams. So it's no more pain for me about hearing about your Yankees.
We got Seattle still leading in the lonely AL West with one team over 500. They're 36-28. Got the reigning World Series champs, 30-32. Houston in third at 28-35. I don't even care about the other two.
Yeah,
I don't care. The AL West. Now I'm on the East Coast. Any West comes on so late that.
Oh no, forget it, man. It's like my bedtime by some of them. Not unless my team's out there, then of course that's my disclaimer. But if my team's not out there, I'm not staying up that late for a game as much as I am in Loveland. I get plenty on our little friendly clock. So.
And then we got in the NL, we got the East. The Phillies still hot. Took 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals, and then swept the Brewers. And now they got a series they're obviously playing in London tomorrow and Sunday against the Mets. Which, even though it's Mets have been down, that's still an interesting series.
No, it is. I mean, it's a big New York market, traveling overseas, so it's going to get some love. And like you say, they're not playing very well for the payroll that they've spent over the years. The fans always expect more. Now next year, like you said, they'll probably be all in again. This year they kind of just took their bumps and said, okay, let's not pay everyone this year and let's see how it unfolds. But he's burned, that Cohen guy. The money's burning a hole in his pocket. So when free agency hit this year, I think there's going to be some open checkbooks ready to spend. So we will see on that.
We got Milwaukee standing hold, looking good, which I wasn't predicting.
Just a lot of pretty big leads in the division.
Yeah, I mean, Milwaukee's 10 games right now over 500, and Cubs are
5.5 games in first place, and it's like the Phillies are 7.5 over. I was going to touch on, because the Braves are one of the baseball's best teams. They're still, I know they're not playing as well, but they're 10 games over 500. But yet they look up here in early June, getting already mid-June before we know it, how time flies. And they're already 7.5 teams behind the Phillies, so it's just. They need to wake up. I know they got some head-to-heads coming eventually, so that's where they can make up their ground. But it's To me, the Braves are still one of the baseball's best team. Maybe they would reverse the roles this year. They'd be the one that makes a wild card and then gets hot in the playoffs.
I
So
mean, the Braves, yeah, they're 7.5 back and still 10 games over 500, which is, just showing how good the Phillies are playing this year.
yeah, exactly. So it's crazy. But
And then they got the
and
Mets not doing much. Both Mets and the Nationals are 27-35, and then the Marlins 20
Marlins,
games under
yeah,
500.
yeah. Now the Marlins they've been playing a little better of late. We thought, and then the last 10 they go and they lose the last 4, and then they're 3-7. Just when you think, well, they're not as awful as we thought they might be, but yeah, they're pretty awful. They're back to playing bad baseball again. So
Well, I don't know. I wasn't really tuned in all this. I'm trying to get all the baseball, but what did the guy in Chicago get touched up? I'm pretty sure I saw he got touched up his last start. The
oh
left.
yeah, he did finally. He showed that he was human and stuff. So I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, he finally gave up some stuff. So hey, it happens, man. You're not going to go through a whole MLB season, even if you're having a Cy Young type year where you just mow everyone down and carve through the whole season. Very seldom is there a Fernando mania. So
What was his last number? Start last.
I
Trying
just
to
remember
find.
seeing him give up some runs. I forget him and who.
He gave up. He gave up. Oh, he's been touched up his last 2 starts. Gave up
Okay.
7 versus the Brewers and 5 versus the White Sox.
Oh wow, the White Sox. The Red Sox touched up the White Sox last night, so that was fun.
And then
All right.
Cincinnati, my pick to win the Centrals on 3 games, 30-33. So maybe they're making a little run, make a little interesting. We got the
Yeah, they're
Dodgers.
7-3. They're 7-3 in their last
Yeah,
10,
and
and they're
that's
on a 5.
a very exciting young team.
Yeah, and they
Uh,
got a 5 game. That Dela Cruz, he's an enigma, man. Some days he looks like he's like the greatest, and then he goes like spells but when he's hot, there's not many players in baseball more exciting than him to watch. Like,
that
he can hit
that
it from
is for sure.
power. He can run. He's fun to watch in the field. Make some throws that you're like, how the heck did he make that throw? It's just, he's fun. But then he will go few games where he's just like missing in action. So it's but I think a lot of players are streaky. Baseball's a very streaky
Ellie
sport.
De La Cruz batting 240, 32 stolen bases is pretty impressive
Yeah.
for early June. 11 home runs. Got the Dodgers at 39-25. Obviously, they play the Yankees this week. We'll see what pans out there. And Padres making it. Oh, Padres are only 2 games under 500 right now at
Yeah.
32-34. So maybe making it a little interesting.
And
And
then Diamondbacks there, sir, if you're still in there. I mean, it's not that they're only 3 games
3 games. That's
under.
not bad. I mean, and San Francisco's only 3 games with their Blake Snell looking horrendous.
Yeah. I know. And it's so funny. So all these people wanted some of these guys to sign these people, and then it's just as it turns out, be careful what you wish for sometimes.
So I
So
got a
and
little list.
well,
A little.
actually, hold on real quick. The Arizona Diamondbacks is only a half game out of the last wild card. Half game out of the last wild card. So
Wow.
Raphael is not that trashy. So
That's
anyway,
how they got the World Series. They were wild card last year, so it's not
yeah,
like that out of the picture. If you get in, you can, you know,
yeah. Not
base.
anything can happen, man.
Oh yeah,
It,
I got it. So I got a little list for you. This is right before the season. ESPN top 10 players. Obviously, it's going to change now. We're they now they see it. They got Acuna at 1 at the beginning of the season. They got Judge at 2, Soto at 3, Betts at 4, Freeman at 5, Seager at 6, Cole at 7, Yordan Alvarez at 8, Shohei Ohtani at 9, and Corbin Carroll at 10. Now, I mean, I got my bones to pick with this one. But what is your opinion on that? I mean, obviously it's changed. We got one big
Well, it was
injury.
very Yankee heavy, but I guess it turned out to be outside of course, your pitcher that got injured. And Soto's having a good year, and Judge is having a good year, so I guess they're definitely up there. But Corbin's not having the kind of season he had last year. At least I didn't check him this week. I don't know if he's back being hot again or not, but he had taken where I know he's one of your favorite players outside your favorite team to watch. But I don't know. I guess some of them I can't complain about. Some of them, I don't think they're the best right now. If we would pick the 10 best players
I mean,
today,
for me, I'd go Soto, Betts, Judge. And obviously, Acuna is injured. He can't really, he's done.
Mm.
Cole hasn't played yet. And Shohei is showing he deserves that $700+ million contract.
Yeah. So I don't know. For you to put Betts that low is pretty good because Betts is one of your guys too. You're always rubbing it in on me. So, but
Yeah. I said this when he was with Boston. I love the guy.
yeah.
I think he's just a phenomenal, great guy. Plays the game the right way.
No, he does.
And he's a good face for baseball.
Yeah, no,
So
for sure.
I think I don't know about you, Rob. I think we might. My brain's fried just like yours, trying to talk about baseball. Both sitting in that Florida heat today.
Yeah, no, for sure. But let's do our league leader, and then we can wrap it up pretty quick here. Let's see. Home run leaders as of June 7th. Aaron Judge sitting there with 21. Gunnar Henderson, 19. Kyle Tucker, 19. Marcel Ozuna, 18. And then we got Jose Ramirez of the Guardians, 17. And then you got Juan Soto,
Well,
17.
would you have Judge at 19? You're a little off.
No, 21.
21. That's on me. I love to see that. They're already saying Judge may be on a pace, if he stays healthy, to break his own record.
Yeah. I said Judge 21, Gunnar Henderson 19, and Kyle Tucker 19.
Oh, my bad.
So,
Misheard you.
yeah, no, I may have missaid, but I was reading wrong if I said it out loud. So who knows?
It's all
I
good.
tell you,
We all make mistakes, right?
yeah, exactly. And then let's go. Me being old school, I still like batting average. And we're gonna go leading batting average is coming in at 335, and this is across both leagues, all of MLB. Lewis, and I always pronounce Arraez. There you go, Arraez. So who was a Marlin and now a Padre, and he's again leading up there in the hitting at 335. So there you go on that front. And Juan Soto, just because he's in the picture here, I will go ahead and mention your Yankee. He comes in at number 3 at 318 on the batting average. So it is what it is. So he's doing well. And then OPS for the younger generation that likes the newer one. OPS, Judge and Soto is sit 1 and 2, and Ozuna comes in at 3. So, and Mookie Betts is in that and all that. And that's what a lot of people love, that OPS is on base plus slugging. So they are saying it's a better evaluation of today's players than the older average and stuff like that. So, it's good. My son likes that and all that, all those newer retro stats. I'm like, let me see how his average or his home runs. But nowadays, everyone looks for all these OPS plus, and all. I'm like, oh my God, WOBA and this and this and that. I'm like, oh my goodness, wins above replacement, everything's stats nowadays. Russ.
It's all about stats. Luis Arise, that guy that's a guy I've always is just old school baseball player. He doesn't hit it out of the ballpark much. He just
kind of like a Wade Boggs, Tony
Yeah.
Gwynn.
He might be in the right place. He's what won the batting title the last couple of years, and now he's in San Diego, where
Right.
Tony Gwynn was, the hit king for a long time. So he might be in
Yeah.
the right place. That was a guy I always wanted the Yankees to go. I'm like, you can get let Gleyber Torres hit the road, try to steal this guy from the Marlins. They obviously didn't do it, but
Yeah.
I mean, the guy he's an old school. That guy he gets on base.
Yeah, I hear it. There are some rumors that the Marlins are shopping Josh Bell, so around the big slugger, but I don't know if that's true. The Marlins are in sell mode again. What else is new? So
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot with the Marlins.
yeah,
Even
it
after
is.
even after they win a World Series, they're in sell mode.
Yeah, I know. It is what it is. So and then but Josh Bell's I think his stats are okay this year. I don't know. I haven't even looked to tell you the truth, but
Guy's a
I
big
just heard
leaguer.
his name on a podcast or radio station that rumors are he's floating around and Marlins will take offers on him before the trade deadline and that he's already out there. So makes no sense because he's an expired contract. The Marlins aren't going anywhere. If they can get a couple prospects in return, we will see. But I don't want because I haven't heard the Red Sox, but to me the Red Sox don't need him. They already got a first baseman glut once Tristan Casas comes back, and what are they going to do with another first baseman down? There's only so many DH type first baseman type that you can have in the lineup. You need and you need some other position players out there. So it wouldn't really make sense to me. Yes, it sucks because Tristan Casas was really coming into his own and he got hurt. So they're saying he's eligible to come back because he went on the 60-day disabled list. So he's eligible to come back June 21st. And he says that's the date he's shooting for. So we'll see. He's another young guy, high school prospect out of my neck of the woods down here. So not only was it cool to see a local kid that I had heard a lot about in the baseball circles, I knew some of the coaches that coached him, saying he's a great kid, great player. Then the Red Sox draft him, and I thought that was cool. All right. Yeah, Russ. I think that look says it all.
Right,
guys, yeah, guys.
I'm looking at the stat line. Yankees are bottom of the second, 0-0, but we get the game. I'll get the game next couple days, but they're on Apple TV, and I think we've both been in that same situation.
No, my Red Sox have already been on Apple TV a couple times this year.
I'm not doing trials for one game.
Yeah,
but
no.
Thank you for everybody joining in, tuning in, who gave a thumbs up, a like, comment. This is On Deck. I'm Russ Morgan here with Rob Mosley. We'll see you next week. You have a good night.
Thank you guys for joining in.